I was just watching this video about I don't know, women complaining about men in the workplace, or no, just men in general, and some of them talking about workplace or something, and it brought up work for people that they want to create a dominance. You know, they're like they want to be a create a dominance and have subordinates under them. You know, like people that are I don't know if they can oppress them or whatever it is. But basically, dominance isn't necessary in society. I mean, it's necessary if you were being attacked by a bear. You know, these people would they assess a dominance against a bear coming at them, or would they be the ones to run? You know, I don't know. Uh, but I've worked for people that they think that you should be a subordinate to them, and in fact, after I got out of the army, they tried. There was these guys that were like, "I'm going to write you up for subordinates," and I said, "I don't even think that exists, does it, in the civilian workplace?" And I was like, "Hey, I don't think you're right there," because they start yelling at you or try to oppress or suppress you, and I understand. I don't mind being told. If people they can or if somebody is in charge of other people, they should know how to organize work and distribute work evenly amongst the workers, not play favorites. I don't think that's anybody who hires somebody and then allows them to play favorites and sees them allowing to play favorites and keeps them and allows them to stay in charge shouldn't be. And neither one of them should be in charge. But when somebody starts yelling at somebody and they don't expect it back because they think they're king overall, and their empire is ruled by them, and you're just a subordinate peasant, and they think they can yell at you and not, and then after a while you yell back, and they think that that's some sort of subordinate issue. They got a definite problem in their history of attitudes, and that kind of a person has to yell at somebody because like if you ever ask a question, you're trying to you want to do the whatever it is you're being put in charge of. They say, well, I want you to do this, and you know that they have a temperament of after you do something, they want it done their way. You can do it a certain way you think is right, and then they say, "Well, you're taking too much time doing it." You're doing it the right, a proper way, and they want to just slap together. And if you slap it together, they want it done organized, and if you organize it, they want to slap. That kind of person where it's never right. It's like pronouncing a word in a area of a country that you're in, and they say, "Oh no, you didn't say it right," and then you say it exactly how they say it, and they still, it's like, "Oh no, you're still not saying it right." But anyway, that's working for somebody like that, and then they try, it's you're never right in their eyes, and I quit many a jobs because dealing with dickheads like that. But I mean, who allows? Why are they allowed in the workplace? Why are they? I mean, is it because they think somebody sees somebody, oh, they creating subordinates, well, they should be leaders? No, that there shouldn't be a leader. Somebody creates subordinates, it means they're oppressive, and they're probably favoritive, which neither one is supposedly should be allowed in the workplace, because and I know there's people that argue this. They say, "Oh, they're thinking of themselves. They're going to argue because they themselves are trying to create a dominance. There's no bears in the workplace attacking people. I mean, there might be if you're a conservation officer in, up in the north or in Carolinas or something like that where the bears and stuff. But I mean, come on. Freaking dominance in a workplace. You should be better organized. You should know your job better. That's the reason you're put in place is because you know how to organize the work. You know how to distribute work evenly amongst all the workers. So everybody's doing something. You know how to reprehend somebody if they're not pulling their load. You don't just, yell at them like a freaking child molester or something like that. There's a lot of people that I've worked for that just are not fit to be in charge of people. I mean, they might, people are like, wow, I'm going to lose this job because this guy's a freaking idiot, because they're getting yelled at. And it's like, what? This ain't right. And everybody knows it ain't right, but for some reason, those people they've watched too many Flintstones and Jetson commercial or cartoons as a kid. And they see, the Jetsons boss yelling at him all the time or whatever. And they think that's how a boss should be. That's a cartoon. That's not a boss. That's a cartoon. They're making fun of people like that. It's not supposed to be a stereotype of what a mold should be for someone when you want to hire somebody to be in charge of somebody. You don't put somebody in charge that can yell at people. You put somebody in charge that organize and distribute your work properly and knows the job, so they can have any questions that come up, they can answer them, and they don't give a jumbled, disorganized answer. They have the ability to actually answer properly and talk in a way that's understandable instead of just gibberish idiot talk to make themselves look like I just can go into my office and close the door and call you an idiot for not being able to do your job, and then tell somebody else to pull them off their job to go help you with yours. And that's a lot of workplaces like that where people just go help him with his job because he don't know what he's doing. Instead of some new guy gets put on a job by himself after being trained, and they're always gonna have questions because if it's a boss, that flip flops always on, and there's a lot of people like that they just want to be in a dominant situation where they can just act like a Jetsons boss or something. I don't know, it ain't right. So anyway.